Welcome to another episode of Ice Ice Baby. I'm your host, Thomas Darrow. We also have Baby Billy.
Hello, fellas.
And Matty Ice, the Ice Ice Baby. We're excited for what's to come. It's Super Swell Guest of the Week. We've had a lot of big guests on Super Swell Guest of the Week.
Super Swell guests, lots of them.
This may be the most interesting.
One of the sweetest, most swellest guests that we've had on yet. Lots of things, lots of action happening on the ice and the standings, playoff pictures kind of shaping up a little bit, even though it's early in the season. But I don't know that we're going to get to it this week because of all the Super Swell guests we have.
Yeah, we like to go really hard-nosed into puck. We like to talk about the X's and O's, lines. The third line is our favorite line. I've always said, if you want to win a Stanley Cup, you got to have a good third line.
My dad always told me don't touch the third line.
No love, no floss, you know?
What?
That was a tease for our upcoming guest.
Oh, scoundrel.
The reason we're not going to be breaking down hockey as much as the three of us love to break down hockey.
Puck.
And the puck. We're joined by Dr. Bill Henry, team dentist for the Ottawa Senators. And Bill, I got to say, perfectly timed meeting because we are having our appointment with you right at Tooth Hurty.
It's a little later than that here. It's what, 2:41?
Oh, 2:41.
Tooth Hurty one. With a 4. But no, this is the first time I've been excited for a dentist visit to be with you. I'm very intrigued by the world of NHL dentists. And the first question, of course, is just how does one become a team dentist? I've read that you've changed, you've done dental work on the bench. Is there a way to prove yourself that you're able to work in those conditions leading up to getting the job?
Not really. It'd be just like a team physician. They would have a look at your resume and your past experience and select from that. I would assume.
So what did you think? When you first? I know a friend reached out to you. Were you surprised? Did you know it was coming? How well were you prepared?
Well, it was before the city was offered the franchise. It's a physician friend of mine approached me. He was the family doctor of one of the owners, or the guy that was placing the bid for the team. And he phoned me up and asked me, if we get the team, would you consider helping out? And I said, sure. So one thing led to the next, and lo and behold, the city was awarded the franchise, and then things started to roll from there.
We know teams have team physicians, and I assume that they would then have partnerships with different practices, but I never thought that a team would have a team doctor there at every single game. Are there many of you?
It's every NHL team has one.
How does this work? If there's a dental emergency, do you see them immediately? Do they wait till after the game? You go back to the locker room? You have someone check their insurance and copay? How does this work, doctor?
It depends on the nature of the injury. It's during the regular season, we look after the visiting team as well if they have any problems. And,
really?
Yeah. And in dentistry, it's, the thing, you don't see too many bits of trauma from the general public, but when you're dealing with hockey, especially, everything happens so quick, so fast. They're all gladiators out there. Nothing's simple. It's always down to the bone, or the bone is fractured, or for me, it involves the sinus or laceration that's through the mouth and knocked out some teeth, or broken bones in the upper or lower jaw. It's nothing simple. It's always quite involved.
So you want them, if a tooth comes out, clean to the roots, right? You want it all out.
Well, not necessarily. Sometimes you can implant the teeth back into the patient's mouth. And that's happened several times in the years that I've been a dentist. And so there's no hard and fast rule. Every situation presents itself a little differently.
Do you ever have a mid-game procedure that you would perform to get the guys back out there? And if so, if you're doing it for the away team, maybe you slow play that a little bit?
No. You try to get them out as fast as you can, but you have to make sure that they're not compromising their oral health or their health in general.
Say the Senators are in a big game against let's say the Oilers. They're playing Connor McDavid. He has a bad tooth injury, but he wants to go back in and play. But you're the visiting team. Do you slow it down to give the Senators a better chance in the chase?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Really?
No. I'd say, I'm a fan. I'm not. I enjoy good hockey, and I like to see Connor get out there as fast as he can to perform. This is all entertainment. It's.
Have you actually had to pull a player?
Yeah. There was a.
How bad was the trauma?
I can't. Well, it was significant. He
physically or emotionally?
Physically.
Oh.
Physically, he had fractured. He got a puck in the cheek, and it had fractured his maxilla, all from almost center of his mouth back to his ear, and the whole bone was loose. And he couldn't go back, or else it could compromise his airway. It could promote bleeding. It was quite serious, actually. So he was actually operated on the next day in New York City.
I've heard you talk before about a lot of European players, or like it's more players are choosing not to wear mouth guards. As a dentist, does that irritate you with the lack of care for the teeth, or are you excited because it's good for business?
Yeah.
No, I like to go to the hockey game, and I like to watch the hockey game. I don't want to. I'd prefer not to do any work at all.
Do you get paid whether you do work or not?
So do I get paid?
Yeah.
No. Well, no, I don't.
Wait, does volunteer work?
I do.
Oh.
For me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's not like that everywhere around the league.
Okay.
A lot of people get paid, but
bonus.
I've been doing this for 32 years since the franchise started.
Wow.
So,
Love of the game or love of the practice?
Probably both.
Wow.
I enjoy dentistry. I'm working well beyond my past retirements, and because I enjoy it.
You have to be a little bit off to be a dentist, right? Like, I mean that respectfully, doctor, but like I go to the dentist, and most people don't have the best relationships with their dentist. It's a bit of a traumatic experience for the common folk. What you're doing with hockey players is saving their lives potentially, but like for commoners, you go and it's usually, I don't want to say a bad experience, but it's like a tense experience, right? So you go in there, and I'm assuming a lot of your patients also have this tension, but you enjoy that tension, or?
You know what? I think you're going to the wrong dentist.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. I enjoy my job. The biggest asset I have at the practice, I think, is the patients that I have. They're all become friends over the years,
they leave with a smile.
The best interest. Yeah.
Are you taking on new patients?
I personally not. No, I'm in my twilight years of practicing, but
so like the rookies on the teams, you don't see them.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay.
For sure. No, but the practice that I work in. They have several associates who cover the games when I can't go, or if I need some help. They come with me, and they would take it over, and they know the players just as well as I do.
Are the players coming to you for like teeth cleaning and cavity checks, or just the full on trauma?
As a general rule, at the rink, we'd address the trauma that happens. And if there's any outstanding work that has to be done, or if the trauma requires more attention, they would all be back to the office, whether it's that night or the next day. But usually we can stabilize them dentally at the rink side.
We're all polite here, but does it really peeve you to have a player kind of disregard their dental health, right? Because they're saying they're going to get knocked out anyway, doc.
Yeah.
And you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, there's some guys that are rather careless.
Yeah. The Europeans?
No, not necessarily.
The English specifically?
No. But you know what? I must tell you that in the early going, say 30 years ago, at training camp, you would have a list as long as your arm on things that needed to be done, because there's just abscesses there. There's pathology just waiting to happen. And nowadays it's totally different. There's very little. Matter of fact, I was commenting on this last training camp. I think of the 60 people that we saw, 60 players and staff and whatnot. There were probably about 2 or 3 that had a silver filling. All the rest were white fillings. So they've had recent dentistry. It was quite remarkable.
Could you spot your fellow colleagues' work? Like a player comes in and you can say, "Oh, I know Larry worked on this mouth."
No, not really.
Oh,
No, fortunately, and more so in recent years, that you don't see many of the visiting team.
Who's the player that you all can talk about and oh yeah, we see him a lot?
The roughhousers,
Yeah.
the fighters are gone
Right.
now, but the guys, the instigators, they're the ones that get the stick in the face, or pucks are shot at them, or
Eric
whatever.
Carlson.
Eric Carlson, he's quite a gentleman, actually.
Oh, okay, I saw that he got a puck to the face during his tenure with the Senators. Maybe it was on the road.
Well, no, I would know about it. Maybe it was when he was with San Jose. I haven't heard about Carl. No, he's you're right. He did actually.
wow.
We had
That's
to,
why they call him the Iceman.
You're right. We had to. Yeah, we performed some serious dentistry on Eric before he left. You're right.
Which hockey player just had like a crazy addiction to candy and just rot his teeth that way?
I don't. By the time I see them, they're past that habit. It's more. What's more concerning is chewing tobacco and
Really?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's a bigger concern.
I'm still shocked by the lack of pay. I know that you get second row seats. Is that the perk for you? Is it you get to go to every home game second row?
Well, things have changed quite a bit,
Oh no.
but I used to travel with the team during the playoffs. We haven't been to the playoffs for 7 years now, but there's new management. But I would assist the team physician and start IVs and freeze sites that needed to be sutured, and so there's during the playoffs that was quite a perk, because you live like a rock star for the duration of the playoffs. So
Tell me you at least get to keep the teeth.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know you have.
you
goals.
can't.
the teeth?
You tell me, hockey fans out there wouldn't love.
Yeah,
Be like,
puck
remember?
heads.
Yep. Remember Game 3,
Yeah. That was a
second
big one.
period. Boom. Here it is.
Uh-huh.
It's only if they have gold in them.
Oh.
All right.
Real 49er this.
I know you keep the impressions. You have like 20 years of collected impressions from the Senators.
Yeah, but it's a little bit different now. In the last 5 years, what we've done is we have a computer scanner and we scan their mouths, and so it's always on computer. If they need a mouth guard or something done, we can refer to their scan that they have, and then we can make a model from there. So we don't physically have models like we did in the past.
You obviously miss traveling with the playoffs, as you mentioned. But if they were to win, I know there was a Stanley Cup run in 2007. If they were to win the Stanley Cup, does your name get etched on Lord Stanley?
Ooh.
I kind of doubt it.
Would you get a day with Lord Stanley? You deserve it.
Yeah, probably I would.
All right. What'd you do? Walk us through your day with Lord Stanley.
He didn't. What would you do?
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know. That's so far from my thoughts.
Huh.
I have no idea. I'm
gotta-
sure it'd be the group of us would get together, the team physicians. If I retire, that's one of the things I would miss the most, is just the camaraderie I have with the team physicians and the training staff and the equipment managers. We have a real ball. We have lots of fun.
You're not thinking of retiring, though, Dr. Henry. Don't tell us.
Well, I don't know. I'll have to one day, or else
No.
they'll insist that I do.
Only one thing happens after retirement, Dr. Henry.
What's that?
We don't want that.
Oh no! There's lots of things I can do in retirement.
Okay, good.
Lord Stanley's what you're hanging on for.
Yeah.
But that's right. That's right.
I got a deep cleaning scheduled this Friday. Okay. Now, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of you people. You've never scared to sit in the chair and get some work done. I know what job needs to be done, but I'm terrible about flossing. I got a bar, and it's a pain. No matter what kind of floss I use, it threads, it splits apart. It's terrible. Use a water pick, but I'm going through mirrors left and right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone knows the drill. If you floss the day before, gums are going to get inflamed. Okay, I know what's happening. You don't floss often enough. You're trying to come in here, prove to me that you flossed.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to floss every day. Let's be real. But just give me how many days, if I start now and I floss today, I floss tomorrow, and then Friday morning, you won't know, right?
The cells replicate very quickly in your mouth, so things are masked quickly. I would say a week.
Window. A week?
A week.
Yeah.
Just reschedule.
I can't say that there's been any recent studies done on that question, but
there's not enough. There's not enough guilt-ridden studies, because that's the one thing. I'm not fearful of the pain or anything. The guilt. Is
there a real benefit to flossing, doctor, besides just fooling your dentist?
And don't tell me it's the heart.
Huge advantage.
What is it?
Well, when your teeth are touching together, that's where bacteria live. And it doesn't matter how hard you brush or how long you brush your teeth, you'll never displace the bacteria that are pinned between the two teeth. So if you run the floss between, you disrupt the bacteria, and they have to start again. And it's the bacteria, the metabolic waste of the bacteria, that eat away. It's very acidic, and it eats away at the enamel.
Sounds more important than brushing, to be honest.
Well,
if I could only do one, I'm not going to spend more than 2 minutes on my mouth care in a given day at a time. I'm only going to do one. Do I brush or do I floss?
Oh boy, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I would say they're equally as important.
Oh, but I can only do one. What if I alternate one morning, one afternoon, or one today, one tomorrow? Is that okay?
Well, it's better than not doing it at all.
Okay.
I just barely got insurance. It took a while to get it. I've had a cavity brewing for a while.
Ooh.
I haven't gone in since I've got insurance. Is there any way to reverse a cavity without going to the dentist?
Yeah. Can you cure a cavity on your own?
If it's incipient, or if it's an early decay, yeah, you can by flossing.
By flossing,
brushing.
That's the way. Okay. Well, I'm doing my best. Is there a toothpaste brand that you most recommend?
Yeah.
No, they're pretty well all the same. You just have to stay away from smokers' toothpaste because it's very abrasive.
Who's that fifth dentist that's always kind of a dickhead? You know what I mean? It's always 4 out of 5 dentists agreed, and there's always that fifth one that's a pain in the ass.
Do you know
So
them?
they're all actors.
Really?
Whoa.
Well, I would see them. I've never met any that have.
There's none when the team dentists all get together. There's always one disagreeable one.
Well, like any group, right? You
Yeah.
can't have consensus with everyone
Makes
at the
sense.
same time. Gee, someone has to.
Who's the one in your group? Just tell us.
From Winnipeg, right? That's okay. You can say it.
Yeah,
Let
don't
me
worry.
think.
Pittsburgh.
Let me think.
Yeah,
The guy, I don't know if he's with Detroit anymore.
Oh
He
yeah.
was always.
I bet he
he was
is.
always a.
They like to say they're hockey town, and they're not. And I think that's the same with
They're not
dentists.
Town. You know what I mean?
They're a dental town.
You won't throw anyone under the Zamboni, but the player, the senator with the best teeth, you can at least give them, right?
Yeah.
A lot of dentists here, you get a prize closet. You did it,
Yeah.
Cleaning looks good.
Do you
No
have prize
cavities.
closets for the players?
For the players have a prize. They get a gold star, a sticker, or something.
A yo-yo?
We have the Ottawa Senators Dentistry Hall of Fame.
Really?
Oh.
First ballot. Who's
Well,
first ballot?
you're the only one.
The fellow, I would say Josh Norris.
Wow.
Norris, okay.
Wow.
You'd be devastated if anything happened to them.
He has all his teeth, but you know what? Again, because of the minor leagues and being conscious of their oral health, most guys have all their teeth now. It's not like in the past.
Huh.
Not like the past.
Interesting.
So, but some have nicer teeth than others. And there was one guy whose mother was a hygienist. Man, he he was quite fastidious when it came to oral hygiene. I can't remember. And you know what? He was from Detroit too.
Ooh, I'd love to talk to him because that's, My mom did not want me to do this profession. I can only imagine a dentist. That's probably her worst nightmare for her son.
Oh no,
become a
no, it's
hockey
great.
player.
Great perks because then
Oh, I
you
think
can
they do.
have all your kids come and have your teeth done and at no cost.
Well, it's no cost to the Senators for you too.
Yeah. Doc, you
No,
got to
I
ask for
don't mind.
something. I feel for you. You got to ask. You got to get something out of this.
We want to
No,
start
I
a
do.
campaign.
You know
to
what?
get
You know what it does for me? It makes the winters up here go by very fast because it seems like every other night we're off to the rink to watch hockey or to look after somebody related to hockey. So no, it's a fun gig and primarily because of the people I work with, they're special.
Man, that's a great time. Well, I'm a newfound Senators fan, rooting for you to get the Stanley Cup, and we can't wait to maybe we call you again for your day with Lord Stanley.
Yeah.
Well, men, so I'll invite you all.
Oh.
Thank you, Bill. Can't wait. Appreciate the
Have
time.
you drank out of the cup before?
No. Have you?
No. I
Yeah.
haven't
Isn't it a
actually.
curse? Is there a? Let me ask you something. As a dentist, does part of you get a little skittish around that because there could be like bacteria being passed, right, from mouth to mouth?
Well, usually there's enough alcohol in it that it would disinfect.
Kills it. Okay. Perfect. All right.
Great to know. Okay, can't wait to drink from the cup with you. Appreciate
Okay.
your time, Dr.
So
Bill Henry.
are all you guys from Florida?
Only one of us is.
Yeah, I'm from Florida.
I'm from
Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And Matty Ice is from
Houston.
Houston and California. And all
Oh,
over the place.
well, you know what? It's nice that you're all interested in hockey.
Yeah, I love it.
Love it. Ice
Good.
Baby. It's our hockey podcast.
Yeah. Pretty well in the charts, to be
So-
honest.
Yeah. They call me
That's
Mr.
good.
Hockey.
They do.
So it's
That's
great.
good. Well, I know Brady's brother is down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love
Yeah, we're
him.
gonna bring him up.
Chucky.
I met him. I've met him.
Yeah. Nice guy, right?
Oh, tremendous.
Oh, I
I'll
love
tell
the
you-
the
I'll tell
family
you
as a
what,
whole is just a great family.
I agree. Whenever Florida came up, they would always handle Ottawa pretty well. Anyway, he was injured. He got a stick in the ear or something, and I was in there assisting the physician. And of course, he's a talkaholic.
Yeah.
Chat, and all the players are coming in to see him, and they're all ribbing him. And anyway, when we had finished, he got up and he said, just to show what kind of family guy he is, he said, thank you for looking after me. And even more so, thank you for looking after my brother, Brady. He really appreciates all the work you do for him. And I thought, man,
Lovely.
Yeah.
what guy in the world would comment on the opposition and having your brother play with an opposing team and comment like that? I thought, man, those guys are tight.
Yeah.
It's raving reviews that Dr. Bill Henry gets, and we also can add our voice to it, just like Billy's old business of Google reviews for dentists that we
Yep.
give you 5 stars.
5 stars.
Would recommend.
5 stars for Dr. William Henry.
Well, thank you very much, you guys. It's a pleasure. And if you want any advice in the dental world, give me a shout.
We may after Matty Ice's appointment.
Yeah.
Well,
Or my
if
cavity.
we make the playoffs, you're more than welcome to come up to Ottawa here, and I'll forfeit my seats to.
Wow.
Wow.
No, don't do that.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
too much. We were just
No.
gonna ask for free dental work.
Yeah, I
we're
was
gonna
gonna
have to come
ask
up
to stay at your
to
house,
Canada
honestly.
for it.
I just
anyway.
wanted lodging. Yeah. All right.
Only if they make the playoffs.
That
Though.
as well. It's a package deal.
Okay.
Everything's
Wow.
included.
Thank you, Doc.
My pleasure.
Okay.
See you,
Thanks,
man.
Dr. Bill.
Thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, you
Ooh.
too.
Well, that interview was not like pulling teeth. I'll say that much. Best dentist visit I've ever had.
My tooth no longer hurties.
He was late.
He was late, but it was
That is true.
appointment was supposed to be at tooth hurty.
He hates the dentist from Detroit, huh?
He really does.
Can't
Yeah.
stand him.